Hello and welcome to this Excel 2003 training video. In this tutorial we're going to have a look at VBA, Visual Basic for Applications, and to start off with we're going to create a simple macro. So if you want to start up your Microsoft Excel package, we'll have a look. Okay, so we're in Microsoft Excel. The first thing we need to do, if we've not already done this, is activate the Developer tab. If you look along the top here, you can see the Developer tab is not yet showing, so I'm just going to go and add that in. So we're going to go to the File menu, and I'm going to come down to Options, and from the Options I'm going to look for the Customize ribbon. Give that a click, and on the main ribbon tabs down here you should see the Developer tab doesn't have a tick in it. So just pop a little tick in there and click on OK. Now we'll come back to Excel and hopefully now the Developer tab is showing. If we give it a click, we can see all of the options available to us from that Developer tab. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a little button for our macro. So to do that, find the Insert option and come down to this option here, the Control button, the Command button, sorry. Give that a click, and now you've got an option to click and drag out a button on your page. I'm just going to make it fairly big to start off with. There we go. So we've got our Command button here. What we need to do is assign some code to this button. So let's just right click on the button and choose View Code. This will load up the Visual Basic environment, and as you can see it's already put in some code for us. Private sub command button 1 click. So the code that we put in between this line and the end sub is going to run whenever we click that command button. We'll have a look at better naming conventions later on and start going into more depth on how they all work. So for now what we're going to do is just type in some code and have it place a value into a box or into a cell for us. So the first thing we need to do is type in, I'm going to press tab because I like it to be tabbed across, we'll type in range. Range will allow us to select cells. So we're going to select cell A1, so the first cell in the workbook, and close brackets. So we've got range A1 inside some brackets there. Then we're going to type in a full stop, so dot value, and then the word value. And as you can see, as we're typing, it's coming up with some options here for us, so we could just select value from here, double click on it, and it will fill it in for us. And we're going to type in an equal symbol followed by some text. And as VBA is a programming language, let's go for the Hello World option. Okay, so what we've got here is our bit of code. So range A1 dot value equals hello world. So what we're going to do now is just click on save, and it saved that code into sheet 1 of the workbook, which is what we're currently working on. We need to save our Excel workbook, so I'm just going to put that onto my desktop, and I'm going to call it macro 1. And we've got save as type Excel workbook. If I try to save it now, it's going to come up with an error telling me that I'm trying to save macros. So what we need to do is choose the Excel macro enabled workbook. This will make sure that we can run our macros. Then click on save. So that workbook's now saved, and so is the code inside, so we can close down the VBA. We're back to Excel, so I'm just going to click away from my button. As you can see, cell A1 is currently empty. But if I click on my command button, first I need to take design mode off, then I can click on my button, and yay, it comes up with hello world. If I click it again, nothing's going to happen because the text is already in there. But if I delete that text, give it a click, hello world. Or if I've already got entries in there, click the command button, hello world. So you've got to be careful with that one because it will overwrite cell A1. But this has just been a very brief introduction, creating a macro, your first macro in VBA. Come back to the next tutorial and we'll learn a little bit more. Thank you for watching.